Mr. Wisman, the West Harris, the Dearborn board has went ahead and done theirs a meeting. West Harris.
There's two and they both approved.
So we
Well,
can do,
so, but yeah, you wouldn't have to have.
You could do, okay, so.
Same thing I did last.
But-
White Hill?
Yeah, St. Leon did last night.
We were putting them on the board. We don't care.
Yeah, they have to, West Harrison has to sign off on him, so Josh Katie.
Can't remember.
Okay,
And
yeah.
they
You're also
then
over
you
it again.
approve it, and then upon West Harrison.
Okay. You guys ready? Sue?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Dearborn County Board of Commissioners meeting, May 6, 2025. If you please rise, join me in the pledge of allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
As a recipient of federal funds in support of Dearborn County's efforts to ensure non-discrimination and equal access to all citizens, the county gathers statistical data regarding participants in county activities. Therefore, we provided a voluntary Title VI public involvement survey at this meeting. You are not required to complete this survey. However, the form is anonymous and will be used solely for the purpose of monitoring our compliance with Title VI and ADA.
Okay, Andrew. Old business, the secretary or the cemetery board position is still open. We hope to have that filled by the next meeting, so we need to table this item again until the next scheduled commissioners meeting, which is when, Ms. Hayden? Until the 20th. So a motion to table the cemetery board appointment until May 20th, the next scheduled commissioners meeting.
So moved.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Communication board. The communications board, candidate Josh Katie. Okay, yes, right. Josh Katie. A motion to approve Josh Katie to the 911 Commissioners Board, Communication Board, and Dave Wisman also to that board contingent upon approval by the
West Harrison Town Council.
West Harrison Board.
Town Council.
Yeah, okay, West Harrison Town Council.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'm glad I got through that.
And just real quick, back to the cemetery board, they meet tonight at 5 o'clock, and I know Denny did invite. There's a number of names put out there, and Denny did invite any of those people to come in and attend.
Right, I'm aware of that. Thank you. All right, new business, Dearborn County Soil and Water Conservation District. Happy birthday, Patrick.
Hello, everybody. Good to see you again, and Kevin, good to see you for the first time. So I just wanted to, my name is Matt Simpson. I'm the stormwater coordinator for Dearborn County Soil and Water Conservation District. So I work on some of the reviewing the SWIPs. I have some responsibilities with the MS4, things that go on, inspecting sites and things like that. So I just want to give a quick update on some programs that we've got going on. So I've been reviewing a lot of stormwater pollution prevention plans. That's what SWIP stands for. Recently, I've been responding to a lot of complaints, a lot of concerned people about what's going on adjacent properties to theirs, and we've been resolving those issues. I've also recently updated the Soil and Water Conservation District website. I'd like to thank Sue for helping get that set up, so I had access to do that. just on Arbor Day, we celebrated Arbor Day by giving away 560 trees to Dearborn County residents and employees, and that was awesome to get to do. We've also got our native plant sale. We just stopped taking pre-orders last week. We sold approximately 600 native plants this year as well, which is amazing. And then I just want to let you all know that I will be attending the Indiana MS4 annual meeting. That will be next Monday and Tuesday, May 12th and 13th. I'm attending the IDEM, Indiana Department of Environmental Management, is hosting a workshop there for construction inspections. So I'm hoping to gain a lot of useful information at that as well. You all have any questions for me?
Did you say slips?
SWPPP, that's SWPPP, is Stormwater Pollution Prevention.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
my apologies
I
for
have
not
my
explaining.
highway hat on.
Yeah,
Okay.
no road slips for me. So with that, I'd like to introduce, we've had some changes to our board. So I'd like to introduce our new board chairman, Chris Powell, and then we also have a new supervisor, Dan Kemper.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you guys again. So nice to meet you again.
All right, Ms. Calvito, you have a reschedule.
Hi, everybody. We were supposed to have our state line cleanup this past Saturday, but it was kind of raining. And the only other time we've had to postpone it was for snow in April of all things. So, and we felt kind of wimpy because a lot of our friends were like running in the Flying Pig Marathon at the same time, but we weren't picking up litter. So I felt a little wimpy, but it's a little hard to do. So we're going to switch it to May 31st. Everybody's on board. Tim, Shane, and the fire department who's helping us out. Everybody's cool with it. So if you will approve us closing the road, we're gonna do it.
Okay, so we're just more or less just
Just switching the date.
moving the date.
Yep,
Everybody's been notified, so we should be good.
Yep.
Dwayne, motion to schedule the state line hill cleanup to May 30th, 2025.
31st.
31st.
I'm sorry, the 31st of 2025.
So moved. Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, Celeste.
I'd like to thank the soil and water folks though too for sharing our Facebook post. Somebody from MS4 shared our Facebook thing about the litter. Thank you.
Okay, next item up, Ms. Taylor.
Good morning, Tamara Taylor here on behalf of the Bright Area Business Association for the Bright Parade. We'd like to get the route approved again this year, same as last year, same bat channel, same time. I have contacted Sheriff McHenry. I haven't heard back from him yet, but I'm sure I will. So if we could do a motion contingent upon his blessing, that would be great. July 27th.
Okay, do we need to make that a contingency, Andy? For Shane to respond back?
Yes.
All right. Okay, Kevin, motion to approve road closures, permission for the Bright Parade contingent upon Sheriff Henry's approval of that request.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very
Motion
much.
carries. I don't think you'll have any problems. All right, next up, Mr. Polarberg, support letter for North Dearborn Village expansion.
Good morning.
Morning.
I'll assume you've all been provided a copy of the support letter we're requesting. As you may know, we were named a stellar designee last year. With that comes $1.5 million through the Indiana Housing Community Development Authority for their home program. And right now our stellar steering committee is considering putting a bulk of that toward an expansion of the North Dearborn Village Senior Apartments in Logan Township. And the expansion would be adjacent to the current North Dearborn Village. To be 11 new units. As part of the project, there's additional fundraising which needs to happen. And so we're working with our stellar housing team, which includes Lifetime Resources and the Southeast Indiana Community Preservation and Development Corporation, to compete for AHP funds through the Federal Home Loan Bank, And so this support letter is just to be included and help us gain additional points through the scoring process for the AHP. We're seeking up to $1 million through AHP to include in the capital stack, along with the $1.5 million through Stellar for this project. So just looking for a support letter to be included with that AHP application.
Any questions?
So yeah, just support letter, no financial commitment, just saying we want you to do that.
Okay, great.
And we were going to are they going to give me, Sue? I thought all three names were going to be on this letter.
We put on behalf of the board of commissioners.
All right, so they're going to give me permission to sign. All right. Motion to allow the chairman of the commissioners to sign the support letter of North Dearborn Village expansion.
So moved. Seconded.
All in favor?
Did
Motion
I have
carried.
the original here for you?
All right.
Gentlemen.
Thank you, Michael. Mr. Listerman, county engineer, you have some stuff for us?
Lister, County Engineer. First, on the agenda is every year the County Highway Department has to produce for the State Board of Accounts a annual report on our operational report for local road and streets and bridges. Basically, it's just a financial breakdown of how much funds we spend annually to maintain our roads and bridges. So this is this year's report. The biggest takeaway in this year's report is the county expended $16.6 million towards keeping our roads and bridges in good condition, maintaining them. That is about a $3 million increase from 2023. So if you look at the account, the biggest takeaways is $5.4 million. Of that comes from what we call our dedicated accounts. Okay, that is our fixed accounts that are funded through local or through gas taxes and license plate fees, as well as Cume Bridge through the property taxes that go to Cume Bridge. The other $11.2 million are either grants, county general funds, casino funds. So if you can look at it, over 2/3 of our budget is actually non-dedicated funds that come from other avenues. Tim getting grants, I'm working on federal grants, council being able to dedicate casino funds and general funds to our operation. So without those, we wouldn't be doing a whole lot in the county. And there are a lot of needs, and the money we do receive still doesn't cover the total need, but without them, I don't know where the county would be. So that's kind of a quick overview of the expenditures. That's all this really is. Report is just something for the State Board of Accounts to keep track of how much actually we are spending towards our roads and bridges. For a complete breakdown, if you're looking for how much went where, you really need to look either at our end of year appropriation balance, where you can actually look at each of the individual accounts individually and what's being spent individually out of those accounts for different things. But as a whole, we spent $16.6 million last year trying to keep our roads and bridges in good condition. So with that, I'm going to ask for your approval to sign the operational report so that I can upload it into the LTAP system for the state, because it actually goes to LTAP and they compile the expenditures from all the counties to find out exactly how much all the counties are spending as a total on the local systems.
Questions?
No.
I do.
Yes.
How much is it gonna cost to fix the, is it dry fork slip? So one off Route 1? By the bridge?
That one, I thought that one's already fixed.
No, don't you have to fix that one?
Salt Fork?
South Fork, sorry.
Okay, Salt Fork. Tim's, that's Tim's.
So about $1 million.
Correct.
I'm just saying that because $16 million sounds like a lot of money. When you start breaking it down, it's $1 million here, $1 million there, and you don't really get.
We got 500,000 on cripple.
I mean, it just keeps adding up. So we try to take care of everything we can, but we have to continually go back and fix slips and this, that, and the other, paving the roads and such.
And what happens is, you know, you have to fix slips before you can pave a road,
Right,
okay? So what happens is I fix the slips and that just gives you less money to go fix roads, so it's a real.
I just want to point that out
Yeah, right.
as an example of what it takes to run the railroad here. So,
Yeah.
all right,
Mr. President, I think that, that when you look at, when Todd's come and asked for money over the years when I sat in council and the stuff that he can't get to because if he did, there would be no money in the amount of universe to fix everything all at once and the stuff that we have to turn away just to get this much done.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we discussed this morning about what it would take to bring all the poor roads up just a couple levels. It's exponentially more than what we spend currently.
Correct.
Because you said how many miles of road does Dearborn County have?
If you look at the annual report, the second to last page actually tells you exactly where we are on mileages.
there's gonna be around 5.
We have 503 miles of total road in the county. 465 of it is asphalt. It's paved roads. 13 miles are still in chip seal, so they were old gravel roads that they started the process of trying to convert over to asphalt and put chip seal on it and have never got completely upgraded to asphalt. And we have 25 miles of gravel roads. So there's a lot of people in this county don't realize that we still have gravel county roads. We have 25 miles of gravel road within Dearborn County. And I know a lot of people that live on those roads years and years and years ago used to have a dust prevention program. I don't have the money for the dust prevention anymore. It just doesn't allow. So we still grade them and we keep them up with added gravel. And I know I get a lot of complaints saying, well, when the casino came in, I wasn't here when the casino was loaded in. That was a promise that someday all the gravel roads would be upgraded to asphalt. Money just doesn't, I can't afford to be upgrading roads when I can't try, when I need the money to try to maintain what I existingly have.
Okay,
So it's
any additional questions?
Just a comment, Mr. Commissioner, just even though if you don't have money as a citizens, that doesn't mean please don't let us know if you see a problem because.
Yeah, let us know that if there needs potholes and things like that, and needs grading, needs some added stone, we're gonna do that. We're gonna maintain them. I just can't upgrade them. And it's just like a lot of roads that, are patched, with potholes. Okay, I don't have funding. We have funding to patch and keep them in good and passable condition. However, I don't have the funding to be able to pave the roads to a new resurface.
Right.
And what happens is we concentrate on our through roads, our heavily traveled roads, and sad to say, our subdivision and low volume roads become secondary. It's just where it has to go. We've got to try to put our money, prioritize the funds that we have. We prioritize that through main roads.
All right, thank you.
Hey, Todd.
State line on your list this year?
Cripple will come first.
Okay.
Not to say bad as talking slips
Bad.
this spring, and these heavy rains have just hammered.
Oh, lane's looking bad now.
Probably gonna have more coming.
And what happens is that it's just going to take more out of the other areas.
Yeah, yeah. White motion to approve the annual operations report for roads and bridges and streets.
So moved.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Two signature sheets, it's on next to your name.
Just one thing, if you can remember that one on White's Hill, if you could ask whoever's in charge
I'm
of
gonna go
that
look,
sign.
I got that note, yeah.
I meant to take a photo of from the stop sign and at the sign, and it's just in a bad location.
See what it's at.
Okay, Todd, the unofficial detour agreement?
I had a meeting with NDOT related to the US 50 project there that goes from 350 up through Tressler Hill. Anybody on the west side of town that's been through there knows what I'm talking about, where they're working on US 50. As part of that project, they're gonna be working on the 350 intersection related to the work on 350 between the bridge and US 50. Originally, they were trying to, the state was trying to figure out a way to keep 350 open while they did that reconstruction work there between the bridge and 50. And there's just not enough room to be able to put equipment, people, and traffic there at the same time and safely get the repairs necessary that are necessary done. So with that being said, the state will be closing State Road 350 for 20 days, sometime in June, early July, all weather dependent and schedule dependent. It will be done after school's out. So South Dearborn will be on summer break, but they will be closing the State Road 350 section between US 50 and the bridge there, going up to the high school. With that, anytime the state closes a road, we get an unofficial detour that we project to have where the locals might run other than the official detour, which is gonna be US 50 and 101. So, that'll take the heavy trucks and the main vehicles, but locals know the local roads around. So we have chosen as a local detour, and part of this actually goes through the city of Aurora as well, and the city of Aurora is aware of it, and they have their agreement, I guess, as well. And what you do is you check, you get an unofficial detour, and if there are repairs or things that need to be done on that road due to the increase in traffic, we can get reimbursed by the state, okay, for that additional traffic. So the local detour for this closure on State Road 350 will be a section of Mount Sinai, Short Ridge, a section of North Hogan, Cross Road, and Park Road into the city of Aurora. So what I'm asking for today is just the signature that we agree to use this route as the unofficial detour for the State Road 350 closure.
All right, questions?
Question. Are you gonna put any kind of signs up like over on Hogan coming down Park Avenue or what's that, Crossroad or something? For like heavy trucks or anything, cause you only got that one little bridge in between there. I don't know if it's gonna hold.
Well, that's something we can talk to about with the city, and I can put no trucks, okay? But I'm not actually signing a detour. Okay, this is unofficial detour, so there won't be any actual detour signs on the road. Now, if we see that we have a need that large trucks are running it, me and Tim will go ahead and put no truck signs up on a section of road. And we did that the other year when State Road 1 was closed. We put no truck signs on Georgetown and Salt Fork, so they would not use Salt Fork and Georgetown. So basically, we'll look at the situation. I'm hoping, what I'm saying is, that quote, large trucks, they're not gonna make the turn. I mean, first of all, trying to get a first turn in there, they shouldn't, but if we need to put something up at the top of, Short Ridge they're saying, no trucks and something down coming. We're actually on the lower end, it's gonna be in the city of Aurora to tell them, no trucks. I mean, I don't know how you even get to park. A truck's gonna try to get down park, trying to get down.
Was that warrant?
What's that? There's always that one, but that would be, I would think on that end, that would be the city of Aurora, because my signs would have to be in the county section, which is gonna be out by the soccer fields, which by the time I get there, they're already committed. So, but I would work at possibly up at like Short Ridge, telling no trucks going down Short Ridge.
Is there a weight restriction on the road anyway, or is that not one that's not?
No, there's some, most of those bridges, there's a weight limit on, I think, the bridge there across. That's the only bridge I know that has a weight limit on it.
Okay, so at some point along the route, we do have a weight.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
But that still doesn't change the fact that somebody gets on this GPS and he's reading the GPS and drives past four no truck signs, which happens.
All the time.
You get that or Kaiser, we got the no truck signs at Pribble and Kaiser and stop them trying to go around that bend of Kaiser, and we still get them, and the guy said, well, that's why my GPS took me. It's like, well, that's fine, but did you read the signs? No, this is what my GPS took me,
Okay, any questions?
No, sir.
No questions, okay. Do you have a motion to approve the unofficial detour agreement for closure of US 50 and west of State Route 350 to State Route 350?
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Well, that was confusing. All right. That's what it says.
Just to give you a heads up, I did learn last week that the community crossings, what the legislature decided that our community crossing wasn't working good enough, so we had to go reinvent it again.
What does that mean?
What it means, if something's working, we gotta fix it.
Okay,
Honest to God's what it means. We had something that was working really good and we decided we need to fix it. Okay,
Bring us the details, Todd.
so what's gonna happen is later on. It looks like in the future, there're gonna be less funding available for the locals through community crossings.
Oh, of course.
Okay,
so this past year we received
we got 1.5, a little under 1.5 after our bid came in, but 1.4
you have
million
an
something.
estimate of what that,
What's gonna happen in the future, we're not sure exactly. But one of the changes is, we used to have a January call and a July call. The July call this year has been pushed back to probably August, September, maybe October. Okay, and in future years, instead of having two calls, there's gonna be only one call. Because they won't need to spend as much money out to
will
it.
that one call,
We'll have one call in July.
and
Because
that won't equate to the amounts we were
And
previously.
then it's gonna be, my understanding, with less funding available. So that means it's gonna be a lot more competitive. So, they've peeled some money off the
Your
top.
job is depending on that, Todd.
Okay,
I would say on the flip side of that, they've also reduced the local match from 25% to 20% for cities and towns less than 10,000, and for counties up to 55,000, and they changed that population number from 50 to 55, and we're the only county that impacts. So our local match went from 25 to 20.
That's a very good thing.
but at the same time is,
I'd imagine we have our.
I'll get the max amount available for the matches. Their precipitation won't change. However, just like we talked, Dwayne, is with it being a 50-50, there was an automatic through council giving the highway department $1.5 million.
Right.
Now we would only need, 300 and some, or 4, whatever. So the idea is we need to make sure the council's still funding us that total 1.5 that we were getting, even though we don't need it all for match, but we still need it for our paving program.
Right, because we're gonna get reduced on the top, on the back end there from the grant money.
Possible. So it's just,
You need to make sure you educate them before you ask.
I've already talked to a few of them and they're aware, but yeah, we just gotta make sure that the actual program money, no matter how you wanna call it, still comes to the highway
Right.
towards our road paving program. So just to give you an update on that, because that is a change I just found out a week ago.
Todd, thanks as always.
Thank you. Okay,
Todd.
Mr. Bodden, I think this next one's you, an ordinance to amend
Yeah,
37.5 fees for real property endorsement.
Tony, what number are we?
I've got one. 2025-003.
So this is something Connie asked me about. The auditor's office has to, or they do real property endorsements for each deed that goes through their office. It used to be $5 back in 2019. It was changed to $10. We did update the amount at that time. However, it's actually in our code of ordinances in section 37.05. So when we did the ordinance in 2019, we increased the amount, but we failed to amend the actual section in the code of ordinances. So this is a little bit of cleanup. It's making sure that that code of ordinances section is updated to the $10, which again has been in place since we adopted the ordinance back in 2019, July of 2019, and that was effective October 1st of 2019. And then just cleans up the language a little bit. It's legal description or each deed. Our auditor's office charges the fee for each deed, not for each legal description. So that's clarified. And then it used to say that this was for maintaining plat books, but now the statute says property tax records in traditional or electronic format.
Questions?
No.
Questions? Okay. All right, do I motion to approve the ordinance to amend 37.5 fees for real property endorsements in code of ordinances?
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, next, we're gonna discuss the authorization to make repairs at the Yes Home.
Yes, so as I think you're all well aware, the Yes Home was unfortunately damaged in a round of storms that came through last week. A tree or large limb fell on top of the roof. Wind blew off part of the roof. So since that time, the representatives from Yes Home have been working with our insurance provider to obtain quotes and do inspections and things like that. The county leases the Yes Home property to the Yes Home, and pursuant to that lease agreement, the Yes Home has to receive written authorization to do any repairs or improvements to the structures, as well as pays for the first $5,000. So in this situation, what I have prepared is an authorization to those repairs to be made. The Yes Home would be covering the $5,000 insurance deductible, and then working with our insurance provider, which is Astra Insurance Group, to select, the company that's going to be doing the repairs. That's going to be something that insurance will have to sign off on. And also, EG brought this up this morning, and I talked to Bill Shelton about it. The building, the old building at the property is on the National Register. So they'll have to also work with insurance to make sure any requirements for that are adhered to. Yeah. So.
Okay.
Were the contractors, were they aware of that when they submitted their build?
I know, so they've gotten two numbers so far. I know one of them did call for the beams that needed to be replaced to actually be hewn beams to match the other beams that are there. One of them did call for that, one of them did not. Bill Shelton initial thought was that it was the exterior that was what was really important for the National Register. But that's something that they'll have to navigate with whatever contractor selected and insurance. And then Bill's obviously been made aware of it, all this, so he's on notice too, and he's there. Billy Shelton's there as a resource if you guys need him. But what you would be doing today is authorizing the repair of the property. And it has been buttoned up. I will say that was taken care of pretty quickly. And Amy and everybody at the Yes Home have been great taking care of all that.
Do you guys have did the insurance adjuster give you any kind of a time frame as to when he was going to review the bids and make a decision on which company to? And I know you have two. What is that lower bid? Is that all inclusive of fixing everything?
This is
It's not.
to repair the roof.
Just
So
the
the
roof.
interior
So
is not
the
included.
larger bid is more encompassing as to what is going to be fixed.
Yes, and so the holdup right now, one is we wanted to come and get permission but to our insurance adjuster was just assigned yesterday. So there's communication between that has to happen still between our insurance. Because.
What does your insurance cover? What are you talking about content?
Context.
Okay.
So when the storm came through, it blew off the roof, but hit two sprinkler heads, which then. Water and damage to rooms inside, which is what our insurance has to cover, because.
Okay, okay. So that adjuster has been out to,
No, we're waiting for
not.
that adjuster. I talked to them yesterday. We're
So-
hoping within 24 hours.
so the sprinkler system then is shut down.
No, they came out immediately. Yeah, they were there
They
that
capped it,
day.
okay,
They capped it.
Okay,
The two heads that were broken, those aren't put back because there's no roof there.
So they don't consider that the same claim because the wind damage
exterior and.
caused one?
Well, we're renters.
Okay.
So that's is sorting out who's responsible for what, which insurance company is going to pay for what. We do know it's all covered. It's just figuring out who's doing what.
Okay.
So they didn't give you any kind of a time frame? I mean,
Um,
I would suggest you follow up if they have not,
yes,
because, the squeaky wheel gets the oil.
Yes.
they've been fairly responsive.
Right on top of all that, Natalie and stuff.
I'm sure.
In the county, but when.
Yes, and
Amy just made a statement, just.
yes, I want to thank everyone in the county from email. I immediately got a call from one of the sheriffs who said, hey, your roof is blown off and what do you need? The sheriff's department will come out and help. Quality Fire came out immediately to help with the sprinkler system, Superior Fire, Maxwell, Block Restoration. Just the community, we received so many messages of what do you guys need? What can you do? We did have to write an amendment to the state for our youth too, because we have our boys wing closed right now until we were waiting for the water mitigation and all of that. So our boys have been relocated to the living room and a staff office that we've made into a bedroom. So it's been a challenging couple of weeks, but we could not ask for better support and better response time. I feel we had people out there within an hour of the storm. So we're very grateful for that and thank everyone who has been part of it. Sue's taking, I don't even know how many phone calls from me. And so I'm very grateful for all the support. Yes, Bill called me. Yeah, Bill called immediately, like it would just, we couldn't ask for better support. And so again, I just thank the commissioners and the county for all the support.
You're welcome.
Thank you. You're welcome. But I do agree with Jim. Make sure you, after dealing with water litigate or water damage from my parents' home, yes, stay on the insurance because they can drag it out
Okay,
indefinitely.
yes.
Okay, do you guys have any additional questions?
Yes, sir. No.
If not, Kevin, then motion to approve
Yes, sir.
the authorization to make repairs to the yes home.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
This is that. Yeah, that's it.
Ms. Hayden, do you have anything for us?
I just want to make you aware that the sheriff's department called me and they were very impressed with the auction that we had the last time using Vestal auction
Online.
online. And they requested to have another auction using the same people. So I've been talking with Rob at Vestal and it appears it's gonna be late May, early June. We've got about 6 vehicles, a bunch of kitchen items from the jail. I don't know if the highway department has, we've got a couple trucks and we've got a few copiers to go out. So we are gathering items to do another auction. At the last auction, I think we cleared like $70,000 or $79,000. So, and he charges a nominal charge for it. And what really works out well is we don't have to take those vehicles anywhere. We don't have to get them in running conditions. He comes down, takes a picture, and they are sold as is.
Okay, great. Thank you.
That's all I have.
Thanks, Sue. Ms. Fromhold, claims?
Yeah.
Wayne, motion to approve claims,
So moved. Seconded.
all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Payroll,
Yes.
motion to approve payroll,
Move to approve payroll.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Pay the troops. Minutes,
Yeah, from April 15th.
okay, have a motion to approve the April 15th Board of Commissioner meeting minutes,
So moved.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Mr. Brandis, do you have anything else for us?
I have nothing else for you this morning.
Uh. Mr. Turner, Commissioner comments?
Don't have any.
Nothing for me.
Well, let's just make it 3 in a row. Late arrival information, if any. Public comment. Okay, hearing none, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.